Welcome to the pre-purchasing departmental admin training. My name is Jason Sylvester. I'll be doing this presentation. What I'll be talking about is permissions, work groups, organizations, feedback and support, mailing lists, and then in future videos I'll be doing some demos. So permissions, there are two main types of permissions. There's departmental admin and permissions for work group. The departmental admin permissions are what you're here to learn about, to get yourself. They grant you access to organizations and sub-organizations. They allow you to maintain work groups and maintain some organization level settings. For work group, the permissions, you as a departmental admin will grant these permissions. This is great, so we don't have to do it for you. The requesters, people that place orders, approvers, typically a PI, the account manager, people that know the accounts, purchasers, the ones that usually actually do the purchasing and who have access to Davis if that's what you're using. And reviewers are people who have access to view all the orders in the work group. So what is work group? It's a way of organizing your permissions, orders, and settings. You can just think of it as a container to group all these together. It has a primary organization, and this is used to determine access for administrative work groups. It contains users with various permissions and allows you to default lists of vendors, accounts, and shipping addresses. Your accounts may be synchronized with Davis if you choose to do that. You may have conditional approvals, and conditional approval is an extra layer of approvals. So two of the ones that we have typically are if it's more than a certain dollar amount, maybe more than $5,000, you need a specific person to approve it. Or perhaps if it's an IT purchase, you need your IT people to go over it first. There are three types of work groups. A normal work group, which you can place orders against. An administrative group, which gives you access into other work groups based on the organization. And a full-featured administrative, which is an administrative work group, but the users in it with their permissions, it's like they're injected into the sub-work groups. So, for example, if you have a couple purchasers for a whole bunch of work groups that are all the same, then you can just supply those purchasers for an administrative full-featured work group, and it will be like they're injected into all the sub-work groups. We have a tool to help you decide how to work with, set up your work groups. I'll go over that shortly. So organizations. We grant you access to organizations and the related sub-organizations. When we grant you departmental admin access, we will notify all existing departmental admins that may be affected based on parent or child organizations, because you may have access to their work groups or they may have access to the work groups that you create. You may have organization level conditional approvals. They're the same as the work group, but they're just based on the primary organization. So if you have the same people for all of them, you can just supply them for the one primary organization. You may have custom fields. Custom fields can be required or optional, and they are also searchable. And your organization grants you access to work groups. We have a feedback and support mechanism. So if you have a problem, we recommend checking the FAQ. In the FAQ, we also publish our updates that you will see. If you don't find the information you're looking for, you can submit a help desk ticket. That will typically go to me, but there's a group of us who can access it. That's much better than emailing me directly, because if I'm away, then no one will look at it until I get back. If you have any suggestions, or ideas for improving the system. We have a mechanism where you can add new suggestions or vote on existing ones. We're currently not doing any major improvements or changes to the system right now because we have another project that we're working on, but feel free to add or vote on existing suggestions. So, mailing lists. You'll be added as a departmental admin to the departmental admin mailing list. This is not optional. If you remove yourself from the mailing list, you'll just be added back in automatically. We don't use this very often, but if we're having some system upgrades or if we're experiencing significant downtimes, sometimes we will blast off an email to these. Also, all users are added as the user mailing list. Currently, we have not used that one at all, but it is there if we need it. Well, since you can't ask any questions, I will be moving on to the workgroup tool, and then I'll be creating some other videos that will help with that.